Hello friends, it's Lex at LexReads. Welcome back to my channel. Today we're putting together my May TBR. Now I've decided to do something fun and different for the rest of 2020 in order to try and knock out more of my TBR. So I'm going to be playing a TBR game, which I've seen a lot of people do. A lot of people have done some really fun ones. You know, there's Bookopoly, there's TBR Pursuit, there's even like a TBR Clue, which I saw the other day. That's super cool. I'm doing something a little bit less structured because we all know how I am with TBRs. So I'm doing TBR Bingo. So I have created 2 bingo cards. You are more than welcome to play along with me. I will link down below both of my bingo cards, but they look like this. I will show you them now. So instead of having a book on it, you know, instead of it being like Shatter City, they're prompts. So each month I'm going to pull 4 slips of paper out of my TBR wine glass, my TBR jar, my TBR wine glass, and I'm going to try and accomplish those 4 prompts that month, although I also am allowing myself to fill any of the bingo prompts as I do them. So if I don't pull read an arc, but I read an arc, I can cross off read an arc from my bingo board, but every month I'm still going to try and complete my 4 slips. So now that I've kind of explained how bingo is going to go, we're going to pull our 4 slips. Are you ready? I figured I would do it on camera so you know that I'm not cheating. Okay. I can't see them. Okay. The first one is on my red board. That is read a middle grade title. Okay. I don't have a ton. Okay. No, I know what I'm, okay. This one is also on my red board. This is read a book you've been putting off. Perfect. I know exactly what I'm going to read for that. This one's also on my red board. We are going hard with the red board this month. This one is read a book with a love triangle. Okay. I hope this one is a blue board. It's not. And then read something hard-hitting. Okay. 4 prompts. Oh, I dropped one. Oh, I can't get stuck. We've retrieved the thing. Okay. 4 prompts. Read something hard-hitting. Read a book with a love triangle. Read a book you've been putting off. And read a middle grade title. Okay. So, for a middle grade title, I've been wanting to read Nevermore, The Trials of Morgan Crow, and I also have been wanting to do the Heroes of Olympus, the other Rick Riordan series. So I have some options, and I have a couple other books around that are middle grade, so I have some options. This one is read a book you've been putting off. For this, I'm going to read The Secret History by Donna Tartt. I've been putting it off because it's really important in like thriller mystery canon, but it's Donna Tartt and it's long and it's intense. And I'll let you in on a little secret. So this month I have a mystery TBR. So I'm reading 5 books for a video, and The Secret History is one of those books. So that is actually perfect. I have to read a book I've been putting off. I want to read The Secret History by Donna Tartt. The next one is read something hard-hitting. Once again, I have a ton of these on my TBR, so I could pick up a ton. One that I've had my eye on for a minute is The Arrival of Someday, which is about a girl who was, I think, just diagnosed with a chronic, maybe terminal illness. There's like the whole thing on the back where she's like, I'm just like any other girl, lists a ton of attributes, and then at the end she was like, except I might be dying. And then another one, We Are the Lost and Found, is another one I've had my eye on for the last few months. That one is about 2 boys who fall in love during the AIDS crisis. Sounds like it's going to be kind of sad. It might not be, but I think it's hard-hitting. So I have options for that one too. And then the last one is read a book with a love triangle. I'm fairly certain I put that in there because I think Ever the Brave has a love triangle, and I started it and DNF'd it. It's the sequel to Ever the Hunted, which is a YA high-ish fantasy book that I read in 2018. I picked up the sequel because I liked the first one enough, and then I didn't like the first 20 pages, so I put it down and I haven't picked it up since. So I'm going to try and complete that one. I'm actually like a tiny bit annoyed because I was hoping that some of my, I guess The Secret History does, but I was hoping that more than one of my books would overlap with the rest of my TBR because I still have a normal TBR, which I'm going to go through right now for you. First things first, I just have the pile. You might be able to see the pile. Wow. First things first, I want to read Mockingjay, the third book in the Hunger Games trilogy. I read Hunger Games and Catching Fire last month in April, and I want to finish the trilogy before Book 0, The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes, comes out, which is May 19th. I have it on pre-order. As soon as it comes, I'm going to do a reading vlog and then also a sit-down talkie review as soon as I've finished it. So, those two things, they're happening. But before I do that, I want to reread the trilogy. I also am just due for a reread because I reread it at least once a year because I have a problem. Yeah. Next up, I really want to read the sequel to We Set the Dark on Fire, which is called We Unleash the Merciless Storm. This book, I'm so excited for. The first book is my favorite book that I've read so far in 2020. It is a Latinx dystopian following a very intelligent, wonderful protagonist in this society where all of the affluent men are given two wives, one to be their like right-hand man and control the house and like they're in charge of all of the people that work in the house and blah 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 blah, and then the other one is to like make him happy and carry the children and like make sure everything is beautiful and stuff like that, and it's female romance between the two wives of this man who's the worst. I hate him, and I cannot wait to read it. This one is from Carmen's perspective. Oh, I'm stoked. I don't mind if I do. Next up, I want to read and then do my second vlog in my Reading the Raven Cycle for the First Time vlog and discussion series, which I will link the first one down below. And I will also link my Hunger Games reread vlog and discussion down below. My Catching Fire one comes out next week, I think. And then, like I said, I want to read this one. This is the second book in the Raven Cycle, The Dream Thieves. I'm so excited because Ronan is my favorite. Ronan and Adam are my favorite. I love Ronan, so I cannot wait to learn more about his whole deal because, oh boy, that last line was something I was not ready for, and then it happened, and I was like, whoa, what? So I can't wait to keep reading on. In this series, the sequel to These Witches Don't Burn comes out also on May 19th, which this is another one of my favorite books that I've read this year. I think this is like third or fourth on my list at this point, but still, I absolutely adored it. This is another female. We have a lesbian protagonist. It's got witchy stuff. The first one was a murder mystery. Not a murder mystery. The first one was a mystery. There was a little bit of murder later, so I guess it was kind of a murder mystery. But this book, it was so much fun, and I can't wait to read This Coven Won't Break, which is the sequel. Like I said, comes out on May 19th. Also be on the lookout for me chatting about that. Another one is at the bottom of this stack here, and I don't want to take it out. I'm sorry. I want to read Havoc by Chris Whitting, which is the sequel to Malice, because I read Malice last month. So basically what I'm saying is May is the month of sequels. I'm just going for sequels. Sequels. I'm so sorry. That's kind of annoying. So ideally, I will get these 4 books read, the 4 books that I have to read for my bingo. And then I also have a few arcs. This is me. I'm looking away because I'm pulling up my arc list. The first arc I have to read is Her Last Mistake. This one, is by Carla Kovac. This book comes out on May 11th, so I will be reading it this week before it comes out so that I can talk about it and review it for the publisher. This is a crime thriller. It's a detective thriller, but I read the synopsis. I requested this one, and I don't usually like crime thrillers, like procedural crime thrillers, but this one sounded really, really interesting. This book is about the murder of a girl named Holly. So I'm going to read you the first line of this description because I was like, oh. So it says, dressed in a sage green bridesmaid dress and smiling for pictures, Holly is the happiest she's ever been. Hours later, Holly is dead. So Holly is smart and intelligent, and everyone loves to hate her, and she seems like she has this perfect put together life, and then she's murdered, and then when they're going through her apartment, they find another side of Holly that they never expected to see, and it's them trying to solve Holly's murder, and also figure out why she's been hiding some of these things for months. This is in a series, which I realized when I requested it, but it's the 6th book in a series. But the thing about these crime procedural series things is that you can kind of read them out of order, because sure, at this point, I'm not going to know enough about the protagonist that's trying to solve the murder, and I do recognize that, and I will keep that in mind when I am reviewing this book, I promise. But it just sounded so interesting that I wanted to read this one specifically, not the other 5. I want to read this one, so I'm going to read this one. So I have to have that one done, and I want to have it done 4 or 5 days before it comes out, so I have about a week. The next arc that I have is called Little Whispers, and it's by K.L. Slater. So this book, we follow a protagonist named Janie, who is moving her family to this very posh kind of upscale suburban area, and she's terrified that she's not going to be able to fit in, and she's not going to find friends, and that it's going to be awful, and blah, 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 blah. And then she meets Tanya, who they form a fast friendship. She absolutely adores Tanya. She looks up to Tanya. She, idolizes Tanya. And then one day, over a bottle of wine, Janie shares her deepest, darkest secret that she probably should not have shared with anyone. Ever. The next day, she sees Tanya's daughter in a car with a man, and then a body turns up, and Janie says she's going to go to the police, and Tanya gets a little bit threatening. This seems like it's going to be not really a domestic thriller, but a psychological thriller that deals with the darkness of friendship and trusting people, and I dig that. I'm into it. Kind of gives me Gur Hendricks' Sarah Pekkanen vibes, so I'm excited to read that one. And that book comes out on May 21st. So I have an extra week or so to read that one, but I am really excited about this one too. This arc I am so excited about. It might be one of the most exciting arcs I've received to date. This one is a horror graphic novel called Something is Killing the Children. It is volume 1, so it's the beginning of a series. Starting at the beginning this time, good on me, by James Tynion the Fourth. This book, okay, first of all, is this cover not gorgeous? I'm so excited. When I got my acceptance thing, my email for Neck Alley, I was like, yeah, because I was pumped for this one. And thank you to Boom Studios. Oh, I guess I should say who sent me the arcs. This one is Boom Studios. I'll go back after I talk about it and tell you about the other two. This one, in this sleepy town, children are going missing, and then a woman blows through the town, and she is a monster hunter, and her name is Erica, and I'm going to read you the beginning of this because it's great. So it says, when children go missing in the town of Archer's Peak, all hope seems lost until a mysterious woman arrives to reveal that terrifying creatures are behind all of the chaos, and that she alone will destroy them, no matter the cost. It's the monsters who should be afraid. Doesn't that sound awesome? I'm so excited. And this writer and artist have done some cool stuff, so I'm excited to read it. It's beautiful. I cannot wait. I'm going to dive in. This comes out May 26th, I believe. Yes, May 26th. Thank you to Boom Studios for sending me that. Yeah, so thank you to Book Couture for Her Last Mistake. You guys are the bomb. I cannot wait to read this book. And also thank you, Book Couture, for Little Whispers, because I also cannot wait to read this book. Yes, so those are the 3 arcs that I have to get through in May because they all come out in May, but I also have a few coming out in June, one of which I also want to read this month because apparently I'm all about ambitious TBRs this day, so I'm going to tell you also about that one, and then we're going to call this video, I promise. So the last arc that I want to get to this month, it comes out in June, is The Anti-Virginity Pact by Katie Wismer. So, that name might ring a bell to you. That's Katie from Kate's Book Date, who is one of my favorite booktubers, and her book comes out in June, on June 16th, which is so amazing and so incredible. And as soon as I heard that she was like, the publisher is giving out arcs, if you want one, request one, and I requested one, and I got it. This is actually the first arc I was ever given, which is amazing, because I hadn't been requesting arcs before that, and then I was like, I want this book. I want this arc. So I requested it, and I was so blessed. Thank you, Espresso Book Tours? Yes, thank you for the book. I'm so excited. This book is not what I expected her first book to be, but I'm excited about it. This book is about Meredith, who is a preacher's daughter who, the first line, I'm going to just read you part of this description because I think it's great. Maybe I'll read you the whole description. I'm excited about it. It says, preachers' daughters aren't supposed to be atheists. They're also not supposed to make pacts to lose their virginity by the end of the year. But high school senior Meredith Beaumont is sick of letting other people tell her who to be. Me too, my girl. Spending the last 4 years as mute mare, the girl so shy just thinking about boys could trigger some panic attacks, Meredith knows exactly what it's like to be invisible. But when the vindictive mean girl gets her manicured claws on the anti-virginity pact and spreads it around the school with Mare's signature at the bottom, she's not so invisible anymore. She just wishes she was. Now the girls mutter slut as they pass her in the hall, and the boys are lined up to help complete her checklist. When she meets a guy who knows nothing of the pact, their budding romance quickly transforms from a way to get her first time over with to a genuine connection. When the pact threatens to destroy her new relationship and the fragile foundation of her seemingly perfect family, Mare has to decide what's more important: fixing her reputation and pleasing her parents, or standing for the person she wants to be. This might be hard-hitting. I'll let you know. But yeah, those are all the books I'm reading in May. Yikes. That'll be an adventure. I'll let you know how it goes. You'll see how it goes at the end of the month. Like I said, all the videos I mentioned linked down below, along with, if you want a copy of the red or blue bingo board, also down below. That's all I have. Thank you guys. Goodbye, friends.